West Coast money with a West Coast chick. West Coast swagger with a West Coast fit. Me and my niggas on our West Coast shit. West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. On the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. With the best smoke, best smoke, best smoke. Let's get it, let's smoke. Shootouts in broad daylight. My niggas grinding hard from the morning to the street lights. When banging getting old, and niggas never wanna play right. One day the nigga here, the next day he at his gravesite. Low riders coasting, big kush smoking. Every time I step out the house, my neck frozen. All of this commotion, bitches got emotion. So I take time just to sit at the ocean. At the Crenshaw takeover, cars get to spinning. Big booty women, my niggas ain't pretending. When I'm in that Audi, I be hanging out the ceiling. It's all money and I'm ballin' like I'm Brandon Jennings. The way I'm killing beats got these niggas in their feelings. The left side is the best side of the west side. All money finna jet by. Medical, yeah, be that red eye. Skywalking, I'm that Jedi. Geeked up at this and Best Buy, nigga. West Coast nigga on some West Coast shit. West Coast money with a West Coast bitch. West Coast swagger and a West Coast whip. Me and my niggas on our West Coast shit. I'm a West Coast nigga on some West Coast shit. West Coast money with a West Coast chick. West Coast swagger with a West Coast fit. Me and my niggas on our West Coast shit. On the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. On the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast.
G.I. Joe on G. Lil Cotty PG, what up, lil buddy? Look, well, I'ma bring the West back. Lolos and S-hats. Lil Cotty, G.I. Joe, niggas didn't expect that. OMG, all money in, now where the check at? Slauson Ave in this motherfucker, where the set at? My mama wanted me to be a lawyer or a doctor, but I chose to hang with the gangbangers and the flockers. Pimps and connivers, strippers and the grinders. Paper chasing niggas, only running after commas. I'm just being honest, not a threat, but a promise. Couldn't be another victim, so I had to keep the llamas. That's how the streets made me. Fuck y'all paid me. My granny still pray to God, hoping it can save me. I still roll around with the Glock, no safety. Shooting dice on my knees, niggas hoping they can break me. I'm just trying to bring the West back with a strong buzz and make them think twice after seeing what my album does. 95 shit, Snoop Dogg like Death Row. It's all about the money, so I hustle where the checks go. Gotta work smarter, so I hustle with finesse, bro. Represent your city, this the Wild Wild West, though. California love like Pac was in your speakers. Hopping out C, walking on the shore in my Adidas. The Beamer's in the Benzes, but the Chevrolet cleaner. I'm really on my grind, say yo bitch, I don't need her. West Coast.
West Coast nigga on some West Coast shit. West Coast money with a West Coast bitch. West Coast swagger and a West Coast whip. Me and my niggas on our West Coast shit. I'm a West Coast nigga on some West Coast shit. West Coast money with a West Coast chick. West Coast swagger with a West Coast fit. Me and my niggas on our West Coast shit. West Coast, West Coast, West Coast shit.
And the Sabbath is over. Hope everybody is having a good weekend. I hope the world is treating you good. I appreciate anybody that happens to listen to this on the replay. It'd be nice if you could give me in the algorithms with the melanated thumbs up. It's a freestyle, man. I just had some things that I wanted to talk about. It is. I mean, it's 101 or 104 today. So I got me a workout at the gym. And then I wanted to get some more work in. And then when I got in, I think I underestimated how hot it really is because I wanted to get some more lifts in. And the heat gave me a California thorough beating. It is so hot outside. I can't believe how hot it is out there. It's ridiculous. Didi, what's going on, sis? Yeah, no, I'm gonna drop the link in a little later. I wouldn't say want to set the record straight, but I definitely want people to know, when you come over here to any channels, right? Whether it's the backup channel or my main channel, that your opinion is appreciated and there's no agenda over here. So I don't want people to think that because of I have a view on certain things in life that everybody has to have that view. That's not that's not what I'm doing over here, and that's not what I want. Because I definitely don't want an echo chamber, if you will. I don't want a lot of people just agreeing with me to just agree with me on anything. Everybody is going to have their own, how do you say that? Their own, their channel is going to be based on something. Even though you might not think your channel is about something, it is. You whether you're talking about music or you're talking about sports, whatever you're talking about, right? And I think that a lot of times, I think a lot of people might get it confused over here because of what I talk about. Like I'm trying to have some agenda or something with it. And it's not like that at all. You know, very much so. And it's always watermelon. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I always appreciate your support and Didi's and anybody that, was always supporting me and, just my channel or whatnot. I don't like to use the word followers or fans or any, dumb shit like that. That shit just to me is like I don't have any fans. I don't have any followers, so I hate that. I think we're all human beings, and for one, I don't know how people can be followers and fans when they all have their own channels and shit like that. You know what I mean? There may be some other channels that might have a high caliber of views and subs and whatnot, but everybody has a channel. If you're on YouTube, you have a channel. It's up to you. It's your choice if you want to upload content to it. That's on you and how you want to be perceived on here, right? And if anybody ever just looked at people's channels, I'm pretty sure you can get a gist of what they're talking about and what their channel was about. Queen Onyx, what's going on? Salute to you, big sis. Always much love. And I think a lot of people don't really, take the time to look thoroughly through people's shit and you can get a good, perspective or a good, takeaway from this shit. And I think that's the problem a lot of time. Professor Seven, man, I appreciate you being here, big bro. That's like the first, I think. Send you up in here, man. Y'all sub up to everybody in here, man. The Professor Seven, man. It should be some new people coming to you, bro. Like they said they they like your shit and they were like, that's some good teaching right there. And I was like, yeah, man, I had stumbled across the bro through Step Winsley. Y'all, even though I don't know if Step really on this shit anymore, y'all sub up to him because that's how I came across Professor Seven, man. It's a real good channel right there. And everybody's good channels and shit, but I just think this brother, he just don't get enough attention, man. You know what I mean? He's taking care of his daughter and all that, man. So when I first came across the bro, like I was instantly like, man, this doesn't get pushed like it should to see a brother, taking care of his daughter. Like we know they exist. Like we're not gonna sit here and act like that shit doesn't exist. It exists, but it's like all these bullshit ass, shitty ass channels, bro. They be huge as fuck, but they don't promote the right shit. So that's why I always was like, fuck that. This brother got some dope ass content, so I share every video. You know what I mean? Because it's always some good teaching over there, man. So I hope it's some new people that fuck with them. You know what I mean? That listen to this on the replay. And yeah, y'all drop y'all links too, man. Y'all, everybody drop y'all links, man. and network with each other, man. Everybody got some good shit, and we want everybody to shine. We want everybody to get acquainted with each other. Even Didi, y'all check Didi's channel out. We're not. I'm not a selfish channel. I've always been a channel where, when people get to come up, you know what I mean, and speak, I always let them, drop their shit. You know what I mean? And I think that's how it should be. We're all here for the same shit, social interactings, and, just enjoying each other's energy and each other's company. And building off that, man, because, social media really is discussions, man. And people typically take social media on here, especially black folks, man, in particular, because I hear other folks do it, other ethnic groups do it, but for black folks, it just always seems, you feel me, like we competing with each other. And in a world where it's fair, that would be cool, right? I love competition, I love to compete, but we, as melanated beings in this country, there was nothing that was ever fair. So there's never no fair standing. It might be a brother or a sister that might own a house, might have like 7 cars. That's cool. But I'm pretty sure you probably did a lot of things to get that. And I mean, a lot of brown nose in and, cooning out. You know what I mean? Doing when your tappity tap shoes and all that shit there. You wasn't true to yourself how you achieved that. At least, I mean, for the most part. You know what I mean? A lot of people that build their empire, it really are out here, self-employed, building their business, from the gravel. Them is the real brothers. You know what I mean? But the point is just so much competition on not only just YouTube but social media. Who can report the first story? Who's jumping on the next Diddy story or Young Thug story, and who does it first, and who gets the most views? Like I've never seen so many like nobodies in my life that seek so much attention or views. I guess to a lot of these people that never had attention that mention views, I guess that's just like their way of saying I'm the shit in the fantasy universe and you're not because your views are low or you don't have subs. I'm like, dude, the dopest content creators on this mug, they have small channels. Like the most organic channels, they're the channels that probably have like 300 to 400 subs. They're creative, and it's come to my attention that a lot of those bigger channels typically steal ideas and all kinds of intellectual property from smaller channels. And that's super unfortunate because you feel me? I I don't mind helping anybody out or helping somebody get inspiration. Just give me my props, give me my dappers, you feel me? You understand me? I'll never take nobody's shit and act like I, created that shit. But I've been on the tool for a while. So there's nothing on here that I haven't seen. I remember when this shit was Google Hangouts before the StreamYard. And that was a real big thing when I first got on the tool. And when I came into YouTube, people was giving their props though. People would leave links in the box where they found shit and this and that. And it's like now that a lot of the YouTube etiquette is gone, people just steal people's shit. You hear me? And then they act like they created it them this damn selves. And I'm like, come on, man. Like all you gotta do is just give people them their dappers, man, and just be like, hey, I got this from such and such. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Cause we all got something from somebody, right? Whether the whole musical format, I got that shit from RE. I got that from RE. So that's RE game. She was one of the first ones that I seen from my town. She's from Oakland, California. And she's one of the first ones that I seen, put the music up, you feel me, like the real video and shit. And I just adapted that shit. But I bump what I want to bump. You know what I mean? I'm from California, so that's what I get. But maybe in the future I can mix it up a little bit, play some New York shit. But I usually play what I like. And I guess if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to, the intro or whatever the case may be. But I listen to a lot of California music. Um, I just feel like when it comes to the whole that dynamic of YouTube, I feel like that black folks just don't understand what type of shit that you're really in. And when you guys start realizing that, most people don't really like you in real life, and then they're majorly disrespecting you online, and I'm gonna do a couple of videos about this Hispanic lady that Dr. Richie, indisputable. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that channel. And this one lady was saying black people in America don't deserve reparations for slavery. You weren't in slavery. Your ancestors were, and I'm like, dude, like you have to crunch your face a little bit because it's like, bro, what the are you talking about? You know what I mean? We still in this shit. We still got brothers and sisters that are mentally slave minded or slave bonded. You know what I'm to they master. They can't think for themselves. There's still a lot of people to this day, I tell you, that will listen to a white man before they listen to a black man. And I'm telling you literally the same shit that the white man gonna tell. For the white man don't even know their own shit when I tell them. When I'm like, dude, you can look up literally how many races are on Google in the world. There's only 3 specific races. And this is y'all created this shit. Caucasians created this whole scheme of race and ethic and all that. And then when you tell them it's only 3 major races, they're like, no, Mexican is a race. This, I'm like, bro, you can literally Google this shit right now and just say what are the top 3 races. You can do it right now. Wait, anybody that has any questions about that, it's just so crazy. But when I literally say it, it's like, no, you're wrong. But I'm like, dude, you guys invented all this shit. You know what I mean? I don't think no black man sat here and was like, hey, we're gonna make it just 3 races on Earth. No. I don't know who specifically made it, but that's just, the genetic pool that you go by, Asian, white, and black. Point blank period. I mean, it's a topic of discussion. And if anybody, you know what I mean, maybe Professor Seven would like to add on that, you know what I mean, then you have a combinations. You have your biracials and your mix and all that, which makes other people, they move around in different climates and they eat different food. That's how you get a different group of people. Now, this is just my take on the shit. But, they have, the first, bones or some shit like that discovered. I believe I have to look that shit up. I don't want to say where it was, but I think it was the Lucy or something like that. And the Lucy should have been like Lucy was. It looked like a gorilla or some type of shit, some type of monkey, subhuman monkey. Now, I'm not saying this shit to degrade people, but there are some people that look like a simian, right? And when you look up, go ahead and look it up, the Lucy, and whether it's the first human bones that's on Earth or whatever, it's a discussion. Like people take this shit so anal, like, oh no, this is how people like, bro, you do not We don't know for sure, bro. And I've had conversations like this with my homies in the hood too, and and you'd be surprised on what a lot of theories hood people have and how intelligent they are, because a lot of people wouldn't associate the hood with anything intelligent from it. But believe me, we talk about, the scrolls, the first original Bible, and all those things like that. So we're actually having intellectual conversations. We talk about martial law and what are we going to do when the law is turned over to, Massa. And he just say, hey, you guys ain't going to have no rights. We're going to have people in these camps so we can watch you. And now the law is basically into, higher powers, your government. Your government just strips you of all your freedom and all that. They said, we're taking all your rights and we have the law. The law is going to be our power. What is a lot of people going to do when martial law ends? Or if it does, you know, when the C virus hit, we seen a glimpse of that, right? People were losing their minds. They're buying up all the tissue, all that shit. And it was, and now look, nothing. People hardly talk about it. Like everybody that got all those shots, and I'm not knocking anybody that got those shots. They didn't got those shots, and you don't know what it's doing to your body. What is it going to do for this is the things that we weren't thinking about, and by we I just mean the public at large, right? You don't know what it's doing to women's eggs, your health in the future. I mean, it's cool now, but you don't know what for men. You don't know what it's doing for your sperm production. We don't know that. You're only gonna know unless you go to the doctor, right? You keep going to the doctors, but what if after the 20th year, right? You didn't have all these shots. You didn't got your booster, all that shit. I don't know how many it was. I'm literally like the only one around here, I think, that didn't get the shot, the any other vaccines or any of that shit. And I don't believe. I mean, I believe in there's viruses everywhere. So of course, you will be a fool not to think there's not diseases out here. Like that's just idiotic, right? But if you just now are getting you're just now discovering a brand new disease that evolved and transformed so many times that this virus did. How do you find a cure at such short time? And how do you know it's safe? I mean, just because people is not reacting to it now, it doesn't mean like, what if you get really, really hot? And because, the shot that you took, it may not uh, react to high temperatures. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing I'm just spitballing. You know what I mean? What if you live in the cold and because you got this shot and you live in a really, really cold climated place, what is that going to do with the shot? Like, how does it acclimate with your cells in your body and all that? How does it really go? And I know traditionally, people like, for the, what are those, like the flu shots? Don't they, I'm not sure, I could be wrong. Don't they like shoot you with like with the virus or something like that? So like your body gets sick and then your cells basically break down to get immunity or some shit like that. I could be wrong, but it usually gets immune. Like when you get sick with something, your body usually gets familiar with that. So you can still get sick, but you don't get as sick. You know what I mean? It doesn't do major damage because your body is kind of familiar with that. But how do you how do you find a cure for something that was decimating, destroying the country? Like each region in the country was falling out from this, and people were losing their damn minds. People were losing their mind. When it first started, people were losing their damn mind. They were buying all the tissue. And it was like, come on, man. So they had limits on tissue. I remember the water was like, you couldn't grab more than 5 gallons. Yes. Yes, right. And it's crazy that like we're in such a stupor. You know what I mean? We're not prepared. We're not prepared mentally, and a lot of us damn sure ain't gonna be prepared physically. And I really just want the tribe really to just understand when you listening to this that you have to plan for the unexpected. And you need to have your medical packs ready. You need to have some form of protection. I'm not advocating for violence or anything, but you'll thank me later because you'll be prepared. I never leave my home without any of these things, right? I have a small pack that I might just, take a picture and put on a community wall of like little small medical kits that have, alcohol swabs and all that, your band-aids and all that. So whatever happens outside, you'll have something, you know what I mean? And I keep blankets in the car and all that, whatever. You never know what can happen. And if you have children, you want to prep your children for the future because it's uncertain. It's uncertain. One thing that I've learned, especially during the I think I could say pandemic, is that people lose their effing mind when shit starts getting hot. People lose their mind. They don't think in the clear state of mind that they probably always think in. And that woke me. I swear to you, me and my homeboys talk about martial law. We talk about who's on this planet first. We talk about the original Bible, who wrote the Bible, where did it come from? All these things, dude. And these are some hood MFs, right? A lot of these homies didn't did time in jail, but we have these conversations because it's like, don't nobody really have these kind of conversations these days. Not even your ultra super intelligent. So when you just see average guys really talking about, you know, shit that really can affect you, it's like, man, like some of us need to learn how to put a tent together because you're probably going to be in one when, martial law kicks in, the earth is on the brink of destruction. You got to learn how to pitch a tent. I'm just telling you, you might have to learn how to start a fire. It's just something good to know. And I told my mom this shit. She thinks I'm crazy. And I'm like, the first person you're gonna run to is me when shit hits the fan, when shit's going crazy, a fucking meteor hits or some shit. Oh, I know he has everything. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know, dude. I'm trying to give y'all some tools to think outside of the box because nothing is promised. You know what I mean? And I know I hardly really talk about this, but I would also say to get, a lot of batteries and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna need those too. And I always say go with bow and arrows and shit like that. You need to have a nice, decent survival knife. Every man should have one. I say go with bow and arrows and shit like that because if the world did end today, that means mass production of ammo and firearms as well. So they're gonna be. I'm pretty sure people are gonna keep their last boxes of ammo. So after people get through unaliving everybody, because it's gonna be war. I'm telling you now, if you think the pandemic was crazy, people, when we're on the brink of destruction, the earth is going down, people are going to be going crazy as fuck. It's gonna be Mad Max exactly. Picture Mad Max, and that's what it's gonna be. Even if it doesn't happen, who knows? I don't know. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind that we have to be ready. And if you have children, you should be uberly ready. You should uberly stress this shit to your children so they can get the idea of like, yeah, this isn't, this ain't forever. And it's not any. You don't have to be super crazy with it too. Like you don't have to go out and buy shit today. It's just buying things here and there. You know what I mean? Start putting your water, like gallons of water, up somewhere, like your car or somewhere. When something happens, you'll have water, and you have your medical kits. I'm pretty sure everybody has their shit in their hall closet and all that. Make another one. Get a backpack, because I have like one of those. I have like a real pouch, and I'm gonna take a picture of it. And I have all my shit in there, and I'm I'm particular like that. You know what I mean? I'm particular like that, and if anything happens, I'm good. I tell you right now, a lot of people are just viewing this shit as talk. When this shit does happen, I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I'm telling you, you guys are gonna be so like, damn, I wish I would have did this and that. It doesn't matter if in reality, it doesn't look like you need to do that. Just do it. It won't hurt you to do it. It really won't. Just take some of your money, start making your survival pack or whatever. Get a backpack. Damn, you know what I mean? That ain't gonna hurt. But back to what was I to the YouTube competition and how people view competition on YouTube, right? How they view competition amongst their own, right? And I get it. Everything's a competitive sport, right? All men are going to compete. Women secretly compete with other women, and I wouldn't say it would even be a secret, but some women, make it apparent that, hey, I'm competing with you, and men compete, but not in a vicious animalistic way. It's like men compete, sports, getting money and all that. You want to have money, you want to have all these things, right? But when you get on YouTube and you see such a disenfranchised group, such a just disturbed group, when you see with melanated people, and the fact that we have so many different struggles than other groups, we have a whole entire white Hispanic lady saying we don't deserve reparations because we live in the greatest country in the world. My answer to slavery, I don't care what Caucasian freed us. Why did Caucasian people even have other people in chains to begin with? Well, those white people that helped you guys, why did they have you in slavery to begin with? Why? People never ask that shit. They and then we know the answer, but because we're in 2024, we just look past that. They didn't want to build this country. They didn't fucking want to work. They saw that Africans have a whole civilization, even if it's primitive, it's simple. Anybody could do it. Fuck, you can make some underwear. They had underwear out of what, leaves? Kind of like the melanated mongoloids in Americas. Made some drawers out of some leaves. And the white man was like, shit, how are these people living like this? And they have the simplest shit. And you know what I mean? Like, let's disrupt their lifestyle and all this and that. And then they're like, let's start trading. Let's start trading for some slaves. So those other coons in Africa that's giving away other Africans and shit, and you could deny it all you want. But we know that that whole transatlantic slave was in the northern hemisphere of Africa. The whole transatlantic slave, northern hemisphere of Africa. That's why I said the hemisphere, right? Because it was in the Middle East, northern part of Africa, and it was a lot of people that dealt slaves and sold them, and for jewelry, uh, cigars, cigarettes, whatever. All of these things, right? But these people were living where they were living at. They were living at home. And then imagine the white man just coming up and just saying, or even, the Arab man just saying, hey, we want some people, we want to build some shit. We want some shit, build it for free. Built for free. There was no reason for the white man to bring us here unless it was just for solely building this country. There was no reason for it. In the Caucasians' mind, they're better than colored folk. They're just not better enough to build their own shit. They're not good enough to build their own shit. So when the white Hispanic lady is saying that the white man built all of this shit, I'm like, so where the fuck did black folks come from? Like, we just appeared. We just appeared in North America. Like, I don't get the shit. Like, shit's so weird. And the fact that we have to fight so hard for shit that we've earned and shit that we work for, and even for our respect and honor, like we have to fight so much. No other group has to fight like this. It's just crazy to me. It's like, what is it that y'all don't get? Like, you can achieve the highest financial um uh plateau, or the highest, you can make millions, and you're still gonna be NIGG. Or, I mean, that doesn't, your money is not, that doesn't make you exempt from being in a system. I don't know if black folks think that, but no, it is a lot of black folks that think that, and it doesn't. It really doesn't. I've seen the middle class, I've seen the lower class, and I see dysfunction everywhere, because a lot of Caucasian folks act as if they like you or give that impression that they deal with you, but they're not marching for you. They don't care about Trayvon Martin. Fuck the motherfucker that's saying that they fuck with Black Lives Matter. Keep in mind, I don't really fuck with Black Lives Matter, but Black lives do matter. The one person that's saying they do is probably the same person that's in your comment section saying George Floyd is 4 years sober. George Floyd is in a better place. But this probably can be the same person that will smile in your face, probably your next door neighbor. Fuck, you're probably dating them, because it could be a female too. And it's the same person that really don't care about black people's well-being. All they care about is exploiting your culture and exploiting the male or the female, the brother or the sister, for whatever the fuck they want to exploit them for. And we exploit each other too. We had NWA exploiting the women, and now we have Nicki Minaj who exploits the women. They exploit themselves, right? But it's us doing that shit. And I'm not making any excuses for it or saying that it's right, but it's us that's doing that shit. So that's semi control, but it kind of perpetuates or keeps that stereotype that we're all B's, we're all H's, and we're all N words, right? And I think that's the type of shit that black folks need to move away from, you know? And that's why, at least on YouTube, even in real life, we have to try to better ourselves. I try my best not to use any form of the N word, right? Because now when I'm using the N word, I believe I'm just using it to describe very ignorant people, right? A very ignorant group of people that are mindless and conduct themselves like animals, right? They own some Mad Max shit, right? And it's sad, because you don't want to look at your people, but the person that made black folks and then N words, they were correct. They were definitely correct because you can see the difference. You can see the difference in a person that is an N word, and then you can see a difference between a black man, a black man and a black woman, because these people, the black man and the black woman, definitely want to be respected and definitely want to be viewed as humans, and they don't want to suck up to, you know, the any ethnic group. But then you have the N words who just don't give a F. They just wild the F out. They don't care about anything. They don't give a fuck the shit. They call themselves N words and B words. You know what I mean? So it is a bad habit too. I get it. It's a bad habit to break. Not only just, with the verbiage, but the mindset. Like it's just like the equivalent when people say you can't take the hood out of that person. It's a mind thing. That's really hard for people to break. They are what they are, right? And if a person don't want to change, they're not gonna change, especially if they're grown. And I think that the direction of the community, how the community looks today, I think it's just a reflection of, how we feel about ourselves, with the menages and shit. I think that's how we view ourselves like that. Like, for instance, you never really hear a lot of these rappers, and I hate using them as an example, these entertainers and all that shit. You never hear themselves big up themselves. Like, it's only few. The only person that I can remember that actually ever did that was probably MC Light and like Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah didn't give herself a B word. She gave herself a queen status, right? And I think that you never hear that. You never hear that from black folks. It's always, that's a cool end. That's real N word shit. Like, damn, can we just be human, right? Can we be human first? I don't want to be that. I don't, because N words don't get treated good. They don't get treated good at all. The world don't treat them good, right? But we don't treat each other good. And I think that that's a whole mindset. And it's also environmental too. When you come up from, let's say that you come from a single parent home, and I'm just using that as an example, your environment changes your outlook on what you see. If you see your mother struggling a lot of the times, that's probably what your ideal perspective is going to be when you get older. And I think that sucks. But that's the reality of certain people, right? And then a person that comes from a two-parent home definitely is going to see a different outcome. They're going to see a brother and a sister that loves each other. They're going to see a woman and a man that professes their love, by, kisses in the morning while they're making breakfast. And you're going to see the ultimate love, right? You're going to feel that as a child. And I think we just don't get that imagery in the community when you look at the community. And I think that's what sucks because we have a lot of that in the community. Like another thing that this white Hispanic lady touched on was she said Juneteenth was a ratchet holiday. And literally the day after Juneteenth, I think I had made a live and I was saying like how fun it was, during Juneteenth. And just seeing so many melanated people that's actually embracing this shit correctly. Because I know there's a lot of ratchet shit that do happens, but you see a lot of ratchet shit happen even if it ain't a holiday though. So to just say that that was a Juneteenth thing, for her to just say that, that's just it's so ignorant. And I don't know why that's the only thing that people think about. It's like, damn, can black people have shit and just be happy for that shit and just love that shit? Like there are black folks that do love that shit like Juneteenth and Black History Month. Can we have something to enjoy that isn't, us getting unalived on the news all the damn time and all these Karens and shit that just got some dumb shit to say? Like, I just don't understand that shit. Like, man, like for a white Hispanic to say that, it's mind boggling too, because it's like you got a whole entire accent, like you don't even sound like you were born here. So how do you have so much venom for a group of people that ain't this shit to yours? You know what I mean? That don't like melanated people in this country haven't did shit to anybody for them to hate them like this. They just hate you because you hate how you getting treated. Picture this shit. Picture this. If you have any friends that are of a certain ethnic group that's different than yours, challenge them and don't agree on any fucking thing that they're saying. Just don't. And see how crazy they go. See who Caucasians love and see who Caucasians hate. Cause if a whole bunch of white folks like this black person, they usually a Kanye West type of coon, tippity tap on the tippy toes type of dude. And if they hate you, it's usually somebody like me. It's usually somebody that usually speaks this shit, because you're not supposed to disagree with anybody in this country. You're not supposed to have a disagreement in this country, especially if you know, you have color on your skin and then you're disagreeing with a Caucasian, whether it's politics or anything. They feel like you're supposed to be grateful for everything, because this white Hispanic lady was grateful that she doesn't live in a shithole anymore and she lives in America. Oh, this is the greatest country on earth. It's like, bitch, you're white. What the fuck? Of course you're gonna feel like that. You blend right along with these white motherfuckers. Like you look just like them. So I don't know why you would think you would have such an issue. You know what I mean? But when it comes to my people, like there really is there's no gray area. You know what I mean? Like you'll get some black Republican motherfuckers that want to be in the Magnum Party, and then you'll get some brothers that are like, nah, we gonna be independent or whatever the fuck. We're gonna be the opposite of that, because there's a lot of things that I don't agree with the Democrats, and then it's just some shit that's just logically agreeable with Republicans, and Republicans do make good points on certain shit like the borders and all the aliens and shit like that. There's some policies I agree with. Doesn't mean I'm a Magna or anything like that. It just means it's just logic. Motherfuckers are saying some logical shit. But disagree with anybody when it comes to a topic that you're standing up for yourself, and you'll see how how lovely people like you. You'll see if they really like you or not, right? If they really your friends and really care about you. Like, nah, I don't fuck with that. I don't agree with that. Oh, woo, you should be grateful you live here. Woo. We ended slavery for you, but you guys started that shit in North America. So why am I supposed to be happy that y'all finished some shit? Y'all committed horrific crimes against other human beings. I'm supposed to be happy. Why did y'all even do it to begin with? It doesn't matter who started it. It just matters who participated in the shit. And to me, it was way more brutal on this side. To me, I mean, I know they had it in the Middle East and all that shit. It was everywhere. But there's some things that has not been reported that I want to report on and showcase to you how brutal that shit was. That shit was crazy. We were cattle when we arrived here. There was nothing else. There was no fucking human, none of that shit. None of that shit. They kept you in chains and shit because you were cattle. They didn't want you harming the cattle. Well, yeah, I'm gonna drop the link, man. If anybody want to come up, come up. It's a freestyle. Just talk about whatever. Yeah, man, America is brutal, man. And the conversation that me and Realist had, man, on his channel, please check that out, man. It's like over 4 hours long, but it was such an incredible show. I'm just glad I got to participate in it, and it was so many different topics just firing, straight off the hip. You feel me? That was a real freestyle one right there. I like that shit, and it's just truth, man. A lot of people hate it, and a lot of people that really disagree with a lot of people's standpoints are people that are trying to change your mindset when it comes down to what you believe in. That's why they usually are disagreeing with you or not disagreeing with you, but trying to convert you to the way that they're thinking. There was no way, there was nothing that indicated any conversion throughout this 4 hour show. I said what the fuck I said. Willis was saying what he was saying, and that's what I like. We stuck on it. There was nothing in there, and I've never said anything like, "Oh, you don't believe what I believe." Whoa, fuck that. Like, no, cut. Like, you can get like you could disagree, but that don't mean you gonna change any. But I've been thinking this way forever, my whole entire life, and I ain't gonna never stop thinking this way. I don't give a fuck what anybody saying. I don't give a fuck who is Republican, who's Democrat, or any of that shit. Cause I don't give myself any of those little bogus ass labels or anything like that, man. I believe in freedom. I believe nobody in America should be homeless and starving when you got so much resources that you can give to the American people, but you decide to give them to people that aren't American. It's just to me is baffling. You know what I mean? That we have people in this town that I stay in sleeping on sidewalks, bro. Like they just have pallets and they're just sleeping on the sidewalk. And you guys are just throwing. You guys are giving. I forgot what Middle East place that they gave money. They had gave like 2 million or some shit like that for gender research, or even more than that, right? And it was like a few years ago. And I'm like, what? Like, dude, like at some point, you have to make sure you have to take care of home first. You have to take care of home first. And a lot of times in America, you see them taking care of other people first. They're taking care of other nations first. They ain't taking care of us. They built that whole hotel somewhere in the East Coast for foreigners and shit. And I'm like, but you didn't think to build that shit for vets, motherfuckers that went into the army. Like, I don't get that shit. So you built that to motherfuckers that run from their shithole, and then they come into this country, and then they get all this free shit. But when Americans are doing bad, y'all clown them for wanting assistance and needing help. I was lost with the shit. It made absolutely no fucking sense. And that's the type of shit that I agree with when Republicans are talking, because it's like there's so many people doing bad in America. It's families that work their ass off and they can't pay their bills. They can barely put food on the table. And you just giving all that shit, all our resources to other people because they don't want to be in their shithole. Like, come on, man. Like, if people put that much effort into trying to make their country like America, you would have another America. America wasn't always the powerhouse it was. You know what I mean? Peach, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. You right. It's to me it's just so I don't get it. Like I don't get how you could give all your resources and your uh money, funds, shelter to people that aren't born here. And I don't give a fuck about, all them sovereign or, how Hawaii's America and all. I don't give a fuck about none of that fucking shit. I'm talking about America, the states that's on this continent that my taxes get filed to the federal, all that fucking shit, the state, all this shit that this shit's going to. That's fucking fucked up that people are starving and sleeping on the curb with no care in the world. Nobody gives a fuck about none of that. But we care about people that swam across from their place of living to another place. And I'm not knocking anybody for wanting a change of, to upgrade their living, you know, to go from where they're living at to get into a better position in life. I'm not knocking that. It's a way to do that, though. I'm not going to encourage a billion people to just rush these borders and just, you know, try and transition themselves from being foreign to a citizen, American citizen. I'm not going to campaign that shit. There's too many people as it is in this motherfucking country, especially in California. We're overpopulated here. It's like almost what 40 million, 38 point something million. Like we're overpopulated here. Everywhere you going, you touching elbows. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna campaign that shit. And then if I have a child, it's just hard to put food on the table when you're fucking an American, red blooded. Like this all you know. But I'm struggling. But it's a hotel full for foreigners built. But when I ask for help, I'm mooching off the system. Do you get how fucking idiotic that shit sounds? A woman that works every day, all day, can't put food on the table, hardly put food on the table, right? Putting crumbs on that shit, can't get assistance or a decent amount of assistance. Because let's be honest, anybody that ever seen assistance or had assistance, that they ain't giving you shit. They ain't really giving you shit. That ain't enough to feed your family, but it's enough to feed motherfuckers coming from a whole different country because them motherfuckers are just starving completely. So I feel like when we're talking about America and the dealings in America, don't you feel like as an American, Americans should have first dibs? Or no? Oh wait. Is it unruly or is it just so bizarre that I would love to see a family that was born in America get to eat instead of struggle so vitally, so massively to pay your bills? Like real shit. This is shit that people never ask, right? And we only bring this shit up when we talking about presidency and your local votes and shit like that. Like if a local vote is going to bring more food on my table than I already have, then I'm down for that shit. But we're talking about voting for basically motherfuckers that do, weak shit. You know what I mean? We need some real shit done, man. And America has the resources to keep Americans good. But I think that with this is my personal opinion. I believe that America is playing population control, and it's kind of like they did with the viruses. I believe that America is basically trying to get, the underclass wiped out. They want the underclass gone. They want anybody that's not in their classes to not exist, basically. And I get it. I get it. It's a lot of people in America. This shit is overpopulated. And we get in more people every day. Every day. Every single day is more people immigrating to America. And however they do it, right? Or they just sneak in and they're there. They'll be in somebody's neighborhood, don't speak a lick of English, but they're there, right? So if you can get your reparations that you solely deserve, your ancestors deserve, but because they got wiped out really quickly, and you will just be the benefactor of that from generations to generations. Is something wrong with that? Is something wrong for me asking for something that belongs in my family tree that was supposed to be awarded to my family tree for their free work, their free labor for 300, 400 years, almost 500, and we don't deserve that because we didn't physically get enslaved. Our ancestors had to be subject to that for many, many days, right? Centuries. But because we wasn't physically in shackles, we don't. My family doesn't deserve any of that shit that we've worked for. That shit is just dismissed. So we're starting off with a clean slate. We're just gonna forget what the slaves done, how they built this beautiful country that black folks can't really enjoy properly because you have a double standard where fuck women can't even wear their hair. A brother had to take out his locks. He had to take his locks out during a whole wrestling match. And now we have a crown act. We had to put an act. Let me show you how stupid people sound when they're saying that racism doesn't exist. We have to have a crown act. Go ahead and look that shit up for motherfuckers to wear. And then when you still wear your natural hair, you still get tormented for it. You still live in a fucking nightmare for wearing it because it's not fully embraced. It's not fully, the Crown Act isn't fully, what's the word I'm looking for? fully embraced, like in full effect, because you still get ridiculed. Fuck, some people still get fines for it. Go ahead and look it up. You're gonna do it anyway because you ain't gonna believe what I'm saying. But that Crown Act was for people like us, people that love to wear their natural hairs, just love to be colored all around. Fines, yes, because you're supposed to have your hair in a cockoid manner, and if you go against that, then you get your fines for it. It has to be, straight or whatever the case. Or for certain men, you have to have a cut. You can't have a big ass. Try have a big ass fro. Try have, go to a job where you wear suits all day and have your fro. That's your natural crown, G. That's your natural hair that's sprouting from your skull. That's your natural hair sprouting from your skull. And depending on the size of it, I think you could get fined for that shit. I could be mistaken for all genders, but I know one did get fined, I believe. I don't know for most men because I've never seen any brother like real brothers in that type of position. There's usually some coon, but I guarantee you the motherfuckers ain't gonna have a big ass afro. They ain't gonna come to their shit business attire with a big huge Black Panther afro. Do you think they'll do that? Would you do that? Would you come to work like that? That's a good question. That really is. Now, what if you get the job and you grow your hair out, and then one day you like, hey, I want to wear this afro. I got an afro. Like, what the fuck? It's my hair. I can't wear my own hair. Come on, I mean, realist, what's up with you, G? Like, I can't wear my real hair. Like, you got all these beautiful sisters in a lot of these positions, corporate. Check out the other black girl. I posted up a review of that. I think on the community wall. That show is super bomb. And and they're trying to do a deeper meaning to it. That show, and it's about a sister that encounters another sister in the legal world, right? So they have the briefcases, and the pencil skirts, and all that. They're in the corporate world, and all these Caucasians. You know what I mean? Just that show's pretty good. Just check it out. I don't want to give it away, but that you got to think that when you thinking these corporate jobs, like, can I be me? Like, I might be a little, hesitant to wear my big ass afro to the corporate job with my suit. I got my suit on, but I got my big ass hair. You know what I mean? Is that accepted? Is that shit cool? Do it. Try it and see what happens. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but I'm like, all the sisters and brothers out there, if you have that type of job, do it. I'm curious to know the outcome to that. I really want to see. I want to see if anybody talks to you corporate or anything like that, because I'm not too sure how the Crown Act is enforced. So I don't know if you got you got to tell your boss, hey, today I'm wearing braids and shit. I'm wearing the big ass afro today, boss. Is that cool? Or you just do it and people just watching you like, oh shit, we got a lot of hair. That one got an afro. I don't understand why we get scrutinized so much for hair that grows out of our skull. I really don't understand that. Like, we literally have all any type of hair type, any type of hairstyle we can have, but we can't wear the natural, kinky. You feel me? My shit's curly, but it's still hard to comb through. I can't wear that because Massa said I can't. I can't wear it. It's it's unprofessional. to have it's unprofessional to have your hair look like. Come on, man, y'all motherfuckers acting like y'all ain't never heard this shit before, man. That's what's killing me. Black folks acting like they don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. You remember when your mom or your dad said, "Fix your hair before you go to that interview," or don't, or your hair look wild if it ain't what braided or cut. Now with so much freedom because real black folks nowadays ain't just me. A lot of us don't give a fuck. Bitch, I had locks. I had locks for like 12 years. Came down to my belly button. You feel me? Big locks too, like Bob Marley. You feel me? And I was proud of wearing them. I was proud wearing them. This is my hair, it wasn't fake hair. This is hair that I grew out of my scalp. I wore them in every business meeting that had to do with school, all that shit. I'm talking to the school board with locks coming down my back. I don't give a fuck what anybody think. I wish all black folks looked at it like that, but what's crazy about this shit though is that a lot of sisters think that we're scrutinizing them for having natural hair when the crazy thing about it is we ourselves never seen natural hair like that, like we've seen today. This was probably the only time, being that we've been free for so long, right? We've been free for a while, right? We've been free to get our tattoos and twerk and all that shit. Now we're wearing our hair we want to wear, but we're getting punished because our hair, if it offends people. It offends people when you have this big ass afro and you have your locks just swinging, right? It offends people because, they don't want to see you confident. They don't want to see the brother confident. And I think with brothers, it could be optional. Some brothers rock the cut, the Caesar, or whatever the case may be. Some brothers might want some locks. They want to swing their locks. They want some braids, whatever the case may be. But the crown act, I see it affecting sisters more because sisters want to do the box braids. Sisters want to do the afros. They want to do all kinds of little shit with their hair. And because of this country and the laws and the rules, they can't. So I think when brothers do see that, I think for some brothers it's just a rare thing. They like, I never seen sisters wear their actual natural hair, right? It's crazy. And for brothers like me, I've seen women with their natural hair, right? I prefer that shit. So I think that a lot of sisters, you can't just don't say that black men don't like your hair natural. That's never the case. I just don't think that we as people are used to that. I don't think we've accepted that our hair looks like that. Our hair is like, because we've been so conditioned to see our women in these cockoid type of hairstyles, weaves that are way, way, way too long, right? And let me tell you, our hair could grow fast and strong if we take care of it. You can have some of the strongest locks. You can have the best looking shiny afro if you take care of your hair. So I'm not really into all that, trying to make the hair the best. I'm not on the hair journey type shit, nothing like that. But what I'm saying is we've been conditioned to look like other people. That's why your parents was like, "Oh yeah, you gonna cut your hair? What you gonna do with your hair? Motherfucker, I'm gonna rock my hair. How the fuck I'm gonna rock my hair? This shit come out my skull. The fuck you mean? Like, because y'all been conditioned to have the haircuts, can't have braids. That's one thing I do like about this generation, and I do like about being a melanated man in these days, we don't give a fuck. When they unalived George Floyd, we went hyphy. You understand me? We fucked everything up, right? Our parents' generation, they don't do shit like that. When them motherfuckers, you know what I mean, they get into some shit, they conceal their emotions. You know what I mean? They conceal their shit. You feel me? So that's something I do like about this generation. We're changing things that should have already been changed, and we're changing them on our time. So I like that. So I am one that truly encourage sisters to wear the box braids, the Janet Jacksons, and the Afro, the Angela Davis. I love that. I think when a sister is in her natural shit, that's the biggest turn on, in my opinion, because it ain't none of that fake artificial bullshit that they're trying to ride. You know what I mean? And I know there's other cultures too that rock the braids, the French braids, whatever the case may be. I'm not getting into cultural appropriation and all that fucking shit. I'm not. What I'm saying is just leave my people alone with hair. We can wear whatever the fuck we want. I just will stop wearing weaves, even though other cultures wear that shit, and embrace our natural hair, the hair that come out your skull. You know what I mean? I don't understand why we don't do that. Everybody got hair. You know what I mean? Everybody do. And regardless if it's hard to manage, you know what I mean? Get somebody professional to do that shit. You feel me? It's nothing like saying it's nothing like saying that you got your natural hair on your shit. And you wouldn't even think that would be a conversation, of saying that hair thing would just be predominantly a woman thing, right? But you do see a lot of these rappers and shit now getting man weaves. So you see something a little different. You see a lot of rappers getting, the fake locks. You know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, men are wearing weaves now. So no, I'm not. I'm trying to embrace is naturality, all natural, right? Everything that you see on your head come out your skull. You didn't put no fake bullshit on that motherfucking shit. Real shit, bro. Like if you don't have long locks, then you don't have long locks. Just let them grow out, dog. You know what I mean? And then it's all your hair. It's not fake shit. You know what I mean? It's not man weave. It's your real hair. So I don't know what rapper started that. What feminine ass rapper started? Probably Drake. I'm assuming Drake. Maybe I don't know. He's the first one that comes in my mind. We're trying to be the baddest bitch, but that's a whole nother story. But we should be embracing ourselves, man. Like I feel like we for so long as black folks had to conceal everything. Like we gotta hide everything. Like our black sense, for instance. Can we talk about that? Let's talk about that. The link is dropped. If anybody want to come up, man, you're more than welcome to come up. Uh, I know y'all motherfuckers better not act like y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about when we talking about black sense, because we all had a mom and dad that said speak a certain kind of English and pronounce your words correctly. We all have that. We have teachers, all that. We couldn't have that ghetto talk, none of that shit, right? But as soon as this bony bitch Molly Cyrus come out and Eminem and shit, it's okay to talk ghetto and shit now. I mean, we didn't transform for the English dictionary. A lot of words that Lil Wayne created is in the dictionary and shit now. That's our speak. That's our talk. You know what I mean? It's not fake. It's not trying to blend in. That's how we talk in the hood. That's how we talk in urban spaces. It don't even have to just be a hood. That's how black folks talk amongst black folks. Bitch, I can be in the upper class where Kanye West at. I'm still gonna speak black. I'm not gonna talk like Kanye West because I'm around this coon ass motherfucker. I'm gonna talk like me, wherever the fuck I'm at, right? But when you in other areas, you might catch yourself modifying your speech, right? None of y'all ever did that shit. Like they call it whiten it up, but really it's just your grammar, right? Realist, come on, dog. You know what I'm talking about, dog. Like real shit. Your mom and your dad probably told. Well, my grandma was the one that pressed me with that a lot. Like, well, are you saying yeah? Yeah, she's always uh, woo woo woo. She'll say my real name. I'm not. I want to say my government, my slave name, because you motherfuckers might dock me. She'll say my real name. Woo woo. You want this color or you want that? Yeah, yeah. I want that color. Yeah. Uh, it's yes, motherfucker. Didn't I just say yeah? I said yeah, motherfucker. What the fuck you? What I'm supposed to say? Yeah means yeah. Motherfucker, yeah, I mean, yeah. So in her mind, in these old people's minds, the old slave motherfuckers, you gotta be right for massa. You gotta conduct yourself properly in front of massa. Code switching, booyah, boom, saga, laga, boom. Code switching, right? I just we in my generation used to call it just acting white. I didn't, I was a little undereducated to myself. I didn't know it was really just speaking pristine English. When you listen to Nipsey, listen to their interviews with Tupac, they're speaking pristine, especially Tupac. They're speaking good, really, really good. Motherfucker's still black though. You can tell Pac's still black. He ain't like that what's that coon ass motherfucker, that law motherfucker, who that was talking about the affirmative action shit that I think it's Carson. No, not Carson. Cochran, some shit like that. Oh, coon ass motherfucker. Well, I think affirmative action shouldn't be. Black folks shouldn't have that, motherfucker. Isn't that how you got in the office or got to your position of employment? Affirmative action because they needed a certain amount of Negroes. The fuck are you talking about? We need that shit. It was invented. It was created. Affirmative action was created because of massa and these fake ass laws that massa created. What the fuck is wrong with these old ass motherfuckers? These motherfuckers is weird. So your generation that's coming up that's supposed to thrive, we gotta struggle because y'all motherfuckers already got the lion portion of everything. You guys got your jobs, all this shit. Now I gotta work 30 times harder because we don't have affirmative action. Like, damn, fuck. And I've been to school, so I'm like, man, like black folks be killing me sometimes, bro. Like I've never seen in my motherfucking life a group that want to see other black people fail. Like you do realize you black, fo, right? You do realize that, right? You know what I mean? If we fail, you fail, bro. It's only gonna be so many black folks in law. There's only gonna be so many black folks that are doctors. The fuck? The fuck do they get these mindsets from? It's ridiculous. So you used affirmative action, but now it's bad to use it. Stupid shit, man. This old cool motherfucker said affirmative action shouldn't be around because it gives us an edge. But keep in mind, we ain't create shit in this country. I mean, we created all the buildings, everything physical, right? The first open heart surgery, we created that. The lights for your cars, the lights, the traffic lights, we created that. Famous Amos cookies. I love them. We created that. I just had to bring that up because I love cookies. They're so good. Love Famous Amos. Um, we didn't get credit to that until Google came around, right? To this generation of black folks was exposing all the shit, right? So damn if we can have affirmative action because we never had a real proper shot at everything, and we still don't to this day. If you leave it to black folks to make it to college and schools, pass these SATs on their own merit, living in the fucking hood, we're fucking doomed, cuz. We're fucking doomed. Half these motherfuckers can't even spell their name correctly. Some of these motherfuckers, especially in particularly the South, sound like English isn't even their first language. But you want to get rid of affirmative action. These motherfuckers probably only seen the hood their whole entire life. And every time I think of affirmative action, I think about little Michael Evans, the Good Times episode where the young brother was saying how these tests are so biased and they're so racist because how many black folks seen hella rooms in their homes? Like it was like 6, 7. How many people was it in those Good Times that was living in an apartment? And these questions are asking you how many, what's a dining room? What's the third room? You see that shit now, but back then it was so much fucking poverty, bro. So much poverty. You're asking people, motherfucker, that might come from Tennessee or some shit, the most backwoods of Tennessee. I'm just throwing some shit out. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. All they seen, motherfucker, they gotta go to a fountain to get their drinking water. They gotta pump their water out to shower and wash their body. And I'm not saying that the other Afro Americans that moved up north had it so good. They had it that much better. Because even though the Evans family was in Chicago, Chi-Town, they were like, what, 7 deep or some shit in that little ass apartment. Really small, very, very, very small apartment. And I used to live in something like that with family. So I know, especially in the Bay Area, like it really very, very small apartment. And you're asking, just listen, y'all. Y'all need to listen to this shit. You asking people that haven't seen shit about shit. You asking me all these white massa questions, these Nazi questions, and I've never stepped foot out of the hood because I can't afford to. But I'm supposed to know these answers, bro. And I forgot where I was going with it because I was on some other different subject. I was on a good subject, but it's crazy, dude. Like how these coons, once they get to eat, once you get your little coon mark ass in the office on some law firm, whatever the fuck you are. I forgot what his name. I'm gonna come back with his name. Oh, coon looking ass motherfucker, Uncle Ben looking ass coon motherfucker. We don't need Master said we don't need no uh affirmative action. We don't need to help y'all. Y'all need to help yourself. Y'all needs to pull y'all bootstrap up. Y'all need to help yourself. But then you do another interview and said you got to where you got to from affirmative action. Clear as day, quote, end quote. But the younger brothers and sisters, we can't get a crumb off the plate, huh? I can't get a little sandwich. I can't get a little sandwich, boss man. I can't get a little sandwich. Can I get a little bit of cheese on it? I want some mustard. Can I get some mustard, boss? They a little bit of muscle balls. Nah, you can't have that. We don't have affirmative action no more. We don't have to cater to y'all no more. Damn, was it really catering though, or was it just even in the playing field? Cause like you really thought that we built a utopia from affirmative action? We still live in this fucking shit. We still under y'all authority and rule of thumb. What kind of did we create Wakanda with the shit? we created Wakanda with affirmative action. Bitch, we discovered a whole new country with affirmative action. I I don't think black folks is winning tremendously with affirmative action. I think that it leveled the playing field. I think it made it to where when you go to the tire shop, I don't just see Pedro, Jose, his fucking cousin, his auntie, Guadalupe. No, I see Tyson. Because you gotta balance that fucking shit out. It's a law. You have to balance that shit out. Now Tyson's there. Oh, you guys have a brother. Cool. What's going on, brother? It was to balance some shit out, bruh. Cause like there's black folks that are looking for jobs, but are y'all gonna hire them? Or are we just gonna do the shit show? They didn't fit your criteria of coolness. They wasn't sucking master off good enough. They wasn't being a good little boy. Hate that shit, man. Hate that shit. I hate a melanated person that can't speak up for themselves, bro. I hate that shit. Nothing weaker. Nothing weaker than that shit. That shit is so weak to me. You can't say you a grown anything if you let ethnic groups piss on you for simply existing. Simply just breathing air. I gotta be hated on. And then they get mad when you talk like this, you're crying. Okay, let me cry, motherfucker. But what you gonna do about it? You gonna punch me? You gonna try and punch me? The fuck? You shut the fuck up and you listen to me cry, motherfucker. If this is crying to you, I'm crying. What the fuck is you gonna do about it, man? What the fuck is you gonna do about it? You gonna fucking sit there and listen to me cry, bitch. Cause ain't nothing gonna stop it. Right? And then you just hope that other black folks will their nuts will drop and they'll start understanding that it's a system, it's our mindset that's really fucking us off, right? Because it's little to any brothers on the internet that really speaks their shit, that speaks from their dick and not from a pussy that they created for themselves. Being soft and weak in this world, it don't get you no motherfucking place, man. None. Being respectful lets you touch a lot of hands, though. It puts you in a lot of spaces and through a lot of doors. But I spoke just like this at my college. Ass down. I ain't nobody bitch. My grandmother raised me to be nobody bitch. None. None at all. At all. So it might not be for you. It might not be for you, man. Look, I'm not for everybody, bro. I'm not for everybody. I'm heavy, dog, even in real life, bro. Like I get on people's nerves. You feel me? I get on I make people just like, damn, I don't agree with none of this shit. Woo, woo, woo. You go your fucking even in real life, trust me. Listen, I get it. If people that listen to this shit on YouTube, look, man, you don't have to like me, none of that shit. You can unsubscribe, all that shit. But in real life, ain't nobody stopping me from saying any of this fucking shit neither. None. I've not yet seen one person to do it. And then what are you actually stopping? Like what is your actual gripe with somebody that speaks upon this shit? Bitch, I'm not saying death or unalive to anybody. I'm saying don't be a fucking suck out here, man. Don't be on no sucker butt shit. Bitch, ain't nobody your motherfucking friends in this motherfucker. This world is chaotic, bruh. Like what the fuck? This world is sick. This world is fucked up. You can see it every fucking day. It's a Karen that hates you. I got Caucasian friends. I got Hispanic friends. That don't mean fucking shit, bitch. That don't mean they like my motherfucking people. They might just like me. Because maybe I'm fulfilling something for them at the moment. That don't mean shit. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all see all this shit going on and y'all, hey, well, it happened to me. I never experienced it, so it don't exist. That's not a whole white Mexican bitch that said we don't deserve reparations because you feel we don't deserve that shit. Your fucking ass, your foreigner ass saying that shit. We don't deserve reparations. What kind of fuck? Ain't that a bitch? Who the fuck are you to even decide that or even say all that shit? And this is the thing though, because I know it's somebody in this white Hispanic bitch family that is saying I don't associate with this bitch. I don't believe it's probably their mama, right? It's their Sita, right? It's the mama, the grand Sita, right? She's probably dark as fuck, and she's like, I don't agree with this little bitch. I don't know where this little bitch is coming from with this shit. We love black people, right? Because there's always that one Mexican motherfucker that speaks up, or Hispanic, excuse me. Because this bitch is like, I don't know what she is. She isn't Mexican. She's Hispanic though, white Spaniard, right? You still European descent. They most of them are, right? European. Those are Spaniards, right? Spanish is just a person that's speaking Spanish or whatever the fucking case may be, right? But it's always one in their family that is trill. Them motherfuckers be trill. Them motherfuckers be like, I don't feel that way. Fuck you talking about? I love black people. They cool as fuck. Just like it's a motherfucking brother, even myself. Not all Mexicans are Hispanics are like that white Hispanic bitch. There's some cool ones. There's some real ones that be on the front line fighting with us. There's some Spanish rappers that give us props like, hey, rap started with y'all. That's a black thing, homie. That's black culture. We just in it. We in it with y'all. It's some Spanish motherfucking cats that say I grew up with black folks. Them fools, they scrap hard. We fight hard. And you got a lot of pussy ass, coon ass, afraid of the world, afraid to speak their mind ass in words on here. In real life. Not just the internet, in real life. And and there's nothing wrong with having people speak what you're thinking. It's cool. Because some people say some shit that I'm like thinking, like especially when it's in particular, like when women check other women on certain shit. I'm like, damn, I wish I could say that. But it'll sound awkward if men say that. That's why I don't really press hair or I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, really. I just think we should wear our natural hair. Everybody. Right? All the melanated folks should wear their natural hair, right? But I'm not like the man on spear love connections, where they sword fight with each other, where I'm dead set on let's talk about hair. Why they always wearing weave? I don't give a fuck why they wearing weave. I'm suggesting and recommended don't. You don't have to. You guys look better natural. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna make countless videos of women that wear weave and shit like that. Some women might wear weave because their hair might be damaged. Whatever fucking reason, right? So I get it. I get it. Some people might not have the balls, the meat to say what's really on their mind because especially on the internet, a lot of people have to play a role and they have to play a position. They have to fulfill everybody's pleasures and everybody's satisfaction. Why everything has to be gold for the little attention that people get, right? And I get that shit. Dude, I totally get it. Cause I was like that when I was young. I was like that when I was a teen. Like, damn, I hope they, You feel me? I hope they get to the shit that really matters and shit, and then sometimes they don't even get to the meat and potatoes that you want to get. They don't get to the topic you want to get them, and that's why I say that pussyfooting shit ain't gonna get you nowhere, bro. Say what the fuck you gotta say. Say it with your chest, man. Say it with your chest. You a woman and you got something you want to air the fuck out. Say it. Say it. When you sit there and you let other people speak for you, some shit might not get spoken. It might be some shit that need to be said, but they ain't saying it because you ain't saying it. You want somebody to say something that you thinking, but they won't say it. So I think I touched on satisfaction. Oh, satisfaction. Satisfaction. I can't pronounce that word at all. I can't say. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It's getting late, getting tired. Satisfaction. Yeah, that I didn't even notice that I had said that, but yeah, satisfaction. There you go. Satisfaction. There you go. Hey, don't judge me. I was saying that how it's spelled. Satisfaction. But that ain't how it's spelled though. It's yeah, you know what I mean? You get it. I was pronouncing that shit how it's spelled. But yeah, don't judge me on that. It's getting late. No, I know. I know you not. It's a laughing moment. It's a teachable moment. It definitely is. And I like that shit too. I'm glad I look down too, because I could be corrected on anything. I love that shit. I try not to make it a habit on mispronouncing words, but I think I do because my patois is it's a little bit thick. So sometimes I say some words that I'm trying to pronounce some words and then it comes out. It comes out like exactly how I'm reading the shit. And I'm like, oh no, that's not right. Like I said, status. Where were you when I said that? Did you catch that? Did you catch that one? Did y'all catch that? I said status. That is status, but look, is it status or status? Wouldn't that it's the same shit, right? That's the same shit, right? Come up and let me know. I say status. I say status. Is it not status? I could be wrong. I be correct. Is it status or status? I could be correct. Oh no, I was just waiting. Really. Do y'all say status or status? When y'all say that, everybody out do you guys even say that? Y'all don't even say status or y'all don't say status, y'all. There's never anything that comes up in your everyday life that has to say that, right? What's the status of your health? I say that. It's changeable to me. So I mean, I think it's just however my brain looks at it, I'll just say status. I'll be like the status didn't change, bro. They'll be like his status changed. I'll be oh, okay. Well, his status says that he's still injured. I love this shit though, cause I love to learn. On hoods, I love to learn, man. Real shit. If I'm saying anything wrong, correct me. I love that shit. Watermelon, what's going on?
Hey, you gotta be over there cracking up.
Hey. Like for real.
I I
You
said, I know he didn't just say satisfaction.
oh shit, I did
I know he did not just say satisfaction. I know he didn't.
shit.
I know he didn't.
I think I did say that shit too.
You did,
Damn.
and you said it. You said it with your chest too. I said, "Oh my goodness."
Oh man. Well, I say chess. I say chess too.
What?
Y'all heard me. I said
You,
chess. I say chess with like what is that? CH chess with a CS chess. I said
what?
chess.
What are you trying? I don't even know what you're trying to say.
Chess.
Chest,
Chess.
chest.
Yes. Yes, but I say
CH is
chess.
a sound, like
Man,
cheeseburger.
I'm from
CH.
California.
I don't
I'm
care
from
where you're
Cal.
from.
We
CH.
say chess. We say
Well, don't be.
chess.
Well, don't be surprised talking to me if I don't know what in the world you talking about.
Okay, well, the Hispanic said it just rubbed off on me, and I like it. I heard George Lopez say it one day when I was younger, and I just kept saying chess. Like that shit sounds hard.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah, he fucked up my shit. I'm
you're a
blaming
mess.
George. I'm blaming George Lopez. Do you say status or status?
That's a either or. Both
See?
I would know like what you were talking about because I hear people say both, but I've never in my life heard nobody say satisfaction.
Okay,
Never in life.
you made your point. It's late. I honestly, it just rolled
I
off.
was like,
I
no,
got it.
he didn't.
I wasn't even thinking when I said the shit. I wasn't. It just came in. It came. I said it with my chest. I don't care.
With your
I
what?
said. I said it with my chest.
With your chest?
Yeah, you gotta say it like that. You gotta say
I
chest.
cannot.
I say status. I don't give a fuck.
I
I
don't
say
think.
status.
I mean, at least people would really. I mean, people would know what you were talking about, but I don't know.
So what status would be like tomato, tomato?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, people they get the general idea of what you're saying. It doesn't sound ignorant, so it just sounds like you pronounce it a little differently.
Okay. Well, I've been corrected today. I'm illiterate now.
I know Peach just got me over here. I said I know he did not just say that. And this is funny because I've had conversations with Dome and he's highly intelligent. No matter what he sounds like when he gets to talking crazy, he is very highly intelligent. And for him to say statisfication, I almost died over here. I said I know he did not just say that.
I can laugh at myself. I don't care. Shit, I
Yeah, it
said it
was
with my
funny.
chest.
It was definitely hilarious.
I've said, I've said, I've said chess plenty of times. Or if you go back to my old shit, you will hear me say chess.
Mm,
I say chess. I do.
okay.
And then when when you around proper praying, you gotta say chess. And I sometimes status slides out. I use status, and but you use status if people just if it's weird or odd. I don't know. That I usually pronounce shit how I see it. That's how it is. So it doesn't look like status. It looks like status to me.
Mm. Yeah, that was
Even
not too
tomato. I used to say tomato.
You did?
I used to say tomato. Yeah, I used to say that for a long time. Look like tomato. Hmm.
Yeah, he's very intelligent, but he be having moments. I'd be like, what in the world?
No, that's just the ghetto in me. My words, ghetto talk.
A mess.
It come out sometimes. My apologies. I got corrected. Look,
Don't
she came up.
apologize. It was funny.
She she. No, I'm just saying she came up to correct me, so I had to apologize for my mispronunciation.
Your mispronunciation.
Did I say that wrong? I said that wrong too.
I am so done. We not having no. We're not gonna have
Pronunci-
no grammar class today. I am so done.
I said that wrong too.
Yes,
Pronunciation.
it's pronunciation.
Oh, nunciate. Oh, well, that's how I say it. I say
Like
that
you
shit
say,
like that.
pronounce pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
No pronunciation.
I say pronounce.
I'm done.
I I say pronounce.
Done.
That I've been saying it wrong for my whole life. Then I said
I
pronounce.
guess. Right. So if you
I
use
guess.
it in a word, so like you say, how do you pronounce A, B, and C? But you say the correct pronunciation of the word is blah blah blah.
Okay, so I said it right without the miss part. Pronounce.
No, the word
Pronunciation.
pronounce. No, pronounce. Okay, you're see, we saying it too much now. It's starting to sound funny to me. Have you
I'm
ever
a,
said a word? Have you ever said a word or even like spelled a word, and you know, like your first mind telling you it's spelled right, but when you're looking at it, it just don't look like it's spelled right.
yes. Like I still don't know the difference between there and there.
Okay, so there is like THERE is like go over there. There THERE is like a place. Like go over there and sit down.
What's
There like possessive, like something that belongs to you or belongs to them is THEIR. So like if you say their jacket is on the floor, it's
well? I
THEI.
know that one. I
And
know
then
that one.
if you say
I know
they're
that one.
going to the store, it's THE''RE. Like so apostrophe RE is like the shortened version of saying they are. Instead of saying they are going to the store, you say they're going to the store, THEY''RE.
Okay. I'm probably never gonna use that shit, but okay, I get it.
I mean,
I'm still.
that's everyday that's like everyday language though. You should use that.
I do. I just spell the one that I want to spell.
But you use all of those every day though. That's something that you should know.
I know. I just said that I spell the one that I want to spell.
Oh, okay. So if I say go over there, how do you spell it?
I'm gonna say the th one. Um,
They're all
not with
TH.
the not with the apostrophe, but the was it the E one?
ERTH. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. ERE.
That one.
THER.
Is
Yep.
that one? Is that
Yep.
one
It's that
right?
one. Yep.
Okay.
So EIR is possessive. The apostrophe RE is they are. And then their ERE is like location.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you for my community wall post
And
because
I gotta correct your
I,
grammar on your community
I
wall.
yeah, I don't want fragments and run-ons and shit. I don't want that shit. I see too many people with that shit, and I'm like,
I'm gonna
damn.
need to help you with
I,
your
yeah, I'm
what's it
not
called? What's it called when you do like I gotta hear you say this word. So like commas, apostrophes, question marks. What is that?
commas, apostrophe, question mark.
It's punctuation.
Oh,
I wanted to hear you.
punctuation. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
wanted to hear you say
punctuation. Punctuation.
it. So, okay.
Did I get
Got
it right?
yeah,
I
you
got it
got
right.
it.
Right?
You got it. You got
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, some words I fuck it up. I don't know.
And you
They
know I
get
love
fucked
you.
up.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
I wouldn't, man. I gotta go back to class, man. I gotta go back to school, man.
Well, you know
Shit.
what? I think it's important that we all, even though we're grown, that we never forget that we're growing, and there's always room to learn something new, even if it's something you should never be ashamed for anybody, not just speaking to you, but just in people in general. You should never be ashamed of not knowing something that somebody else may have been knowing all their life. Is
Mm,
You should always thirst for knowledge. I feel like I know a lot, but I don't know everything. And there's always something that I can learn from someone, no matter how old or how young they are. Um, there's always room to grow. There's always room to learn something. That's what makes you a well-rounded individual, when you're open to learn things, not just English or math or science, but about other people's culture, their that's what I was saying earlier when you were talking about you not wanting to be in a, what did you call it, an echo chamber. um
yeah.
it's healthy to have respectful disagreements with people.
Mm,
Like, you can disagree with someone and have a conversation and a dialogue without it being a fight, a back and
right.
forth. And it's just having respect for the other person and taking turns, expressing your views and your thoughts and your opinions, and being willing to be open and listen to someone else's views and thoughts and opinions. And I think that when people come together, and of course, not nobody should ever agree with everything that you say. It could be your best friend, it could be your mama, it could be your children, whoever. Nobody's going to always agree with every single thing that you say, but if you can communicate in a respectful manner, you could learn something from anybody and everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. No, I agree.
I think that's what
And,
makes
and,
conversations really great, is when there's differences of opinions and we can hear both sides clearly, and people are not talking over each other, they're not arguing and name calling and doing all the childish mess. Just talk. Why do you state why you feel the way that you feel, and see if you can learn something from somebody else's point of view. But also, I'm not saying bend to their will or change your mind, but just be open to listening, and maybe you may have a difference of opinion when you come out of it. Maybe you won't, maybe they will, but
definitely. And I'm not above approach either. Trust me. I love to be corrected, and I love to, it's not a promise that I'm gonna, use a lot of these things because you stick to what you stick with, and it's
well,
it's it's
I'm
a
going to
bet.
challenge you anyway.
Yeah, I know, I know, and I'm still gonna say it with my chest and all that. But I mean, it is what it is, man. I think my speech makes me though. You know what I mean? There's nobody that I feel like could touch me with that. I've always been a unique speaker, even in school.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, would just they would they would always want to be around you just to listen to you. You know what I mean? Because you wasn't trying to speak like everybody else and shit. Like, I'm not saying that, you just be some illiterate fuck. You know what I mean? And just don't know shit. But why I come from, you feel me? I soaked up Ebonics before I soaked up, English.
But you
And
know
then
what?
mhm.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. There
No, you
are a
good.
lot of people that speak very well, that articulate themselves very well, and have used big words and all of those things, and are ignorant. And then there are people that are
Mhm.
very highly intelligent that may not use the proper grammar or the proper, you know, um, language or whatever, however you want to call it, that are very highly intelligent. So just because someone isn't doesn't speak the way that you may perceive to be intellectual doesn't mean that that person is ignorant or uneducated or beneath you. I've got people in my family that have been in college and have multiple degrees, have had Fortune 500 jobs and all these corporate jobs and whatever, and don't have a lick of common sense. Very book educated,
Right.
but as far as emotional intelligence or, street smarts or even common sense, they just don't have it. So,
I
I mean,
pride myself. I didn't mean to cut you off,
no, you're good,
people.
baby.
I pride myself on logic.
Hmm.
I mean, that logic doesn't require a book. Like, if you put your hand in the molting hot pot and you get burnt, you're not gonna do it again, right? That's just common sense and all that shit, right? Like, cause you got burnt the
Hmm.
first time, right? So you know not to do it again. And I pride myself on that type of shit, man. Like, I'm not at all the smartest person. I never like ever tried to portray myself as to be the smartest person. It's with me, I think it's just a combination of schooling and what my grandma tried to teach me, and then the hood that I grew up in, a lot of that, because that's what you're gonna learn that first, because you're gonna be around that 24/7. When you leave school, you're gonna go back to your home, and that's where everybody's at. So in your household, people gonna speak how the fuck they speak. You feel me? So
Yeah.
when you around your uncles and your cousins, like, motherfuckers is not trying to speak incredibly intelligent and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it that usually, you usually come back to what you're familiar with. You know what I mean? It's like it's like that person that is afraid to step out of their comfort zone. And then when they
Hmm.
step out of their comfort zone, they're surrounded by so many different things, right? They're immersed in different shit. And they're just like, oh shit. Like, it's cool to get out of your shell here and there, and go out into the art gallery, all these things, right? Versus not doing this shit and being stuck in a rut and being stagnant in your growth. And a lot of people get comfortable with stagnation, and that shit just some people just like that shit. Some people like being being them and not growing, day in, day out. And for me, it's like I love schooling and I love the education that I picked up and I love all the knowledge that I picked up. But also, I love me for being me. And oh, I think she cut. Did you drop? I don't know if you dropped. Oh, yep. She did. The link is down there, Watermelon, if you want to come back up. Anybody's welcome to come up. But that's such a that's such a great point though that um beloved was saying before she left. I've never considered myself like a ultra smart person. Never. But I always consider myself, common sense and all of that shit, and always willing to learn. When I first picked up Swahili and I first started, learning words of Swahili and started speaking that shit, I was like, this shit is hard as fuck. I don't know how long I'm gonna continue to do this shit. Cap, what's going on with your brother? Shalom. We having class and shit right now. Um, and then that also to me that just means it's a lot more for me to learn too, because I want to learn a lot of shit. I've learned. I've learned. Well, Spanish is actually the first language that I've learned. Excuse me. When you be talking for hours, you get to build up a little bit. I'm gonna take a break in a minute, but cause I wanna talk about just learning and overall the community. I love it. So in California, it's got to be a crime if you don't know Spanish because it's a fucking Mexican every fucking place, right? So if you don't know that, that's just odd, right? Like hola, como estés, como estás, all that shit, amigo, no, que, all of this shit, adios, all of these, just those are basic, little Spanish phrases, Espanol, this basic shit, right? And you pick that up. I mean, I know a lot more than that. I'm just making an example. I love saying the cuss words and shit. That was one of the first ones that one of my Mexican homies put me on. I was like, I want to learn how to. That was actually why I wanted to learn Swahili because I wanted to cuss people out in Kiswahili. I just wanted to cuss. I wanted to cuss hella bad. This is a true story. I wanted to cuss hella bad. I wanted to hear all the cuss words in different languages and shit. I could be slightly ignorant. I don't know. So people might be like, what the fuck? You just want to. Yes, I wanted to cuss. I wanted to learn how to cuss. I wanted to learn how to cuss in Hebrew. I wanted to learn how to cuss in Arabic. I wanted to learn how to cuss in Spanish. And I wanted to learn how to cuss in Swahili. I want to learn how to cuss in Central Africans. All that shit. That's that was the first thing. And then it started coming to, learning the greetings, Jumbo and Abargani and, Sawa and all of these words, you know. And if they sound kind of familiar, like I open up with my videos in that language because I want to greet my people in our language. You know what I mean? Even if Africans are coons and they don't want to claim us and they feel like we're unclaimable, I'm still gonna greet you in your language. And I don't give a fuck if I'm not saying it correctly. I'm say it. I'm gonna continue to say it. So I wanted to learn these languages because they're. I wanted to learn how to cuss at first, but then once you start learning, you start realizing how beautiful it is to put yourself in the atmosphere of somebody else's culture. This is somebody else's shit that you soaking up. You know what I mean? We soaked up English and this American culture. We soaked it up, right? So I want to soak up some more game. I want to learn some different shit. I want to learn Mandarin. I want to learn Korean. All of these different things, right? And I'm just saying as an example because I still haven't wrapped up Hebrew. And I highly recommend that brothers and sisters out there, get on a different language and shit because the world is too short not to get get properly introduced to different languages and shit, man. You wanna get involved in different languages as soon as possible. You wanna learn some different shit. It's good to learn shit that's different from you because you can grow. You know. And life is about growth. Life is about evolving. And if you can't do that, then you're fucked. You know what I mean? Nobody should want to be the same every day. You should not want that. So I like that. I like that. I like education. I like learning. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna apply everything because my brain works like how it works, man. If I see it, I'm pronounce it how I see it, you know. Uh, and I think that for a lot of people, I think that that's how that is. You know what I mean? People get comfortable with their shit. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's like a lot of people get comfortable with who they are with, who they are, and uh, their salary, all that shit. So it sometimes it's being familiar that keeps certain people in their certain places. You know what I mean? That they are in life. But it's always good to grow, and it's always good to learn some shit that's outside of you. So I appreciate Watermelon coming up for that, man. That was definitely a teaching moment. Definitely was a teaching moment. And we don't want that was a prime example of not having an echo chamber. Very good. Very good. It's getting late. My brain is shutting down. Been here for like 2 hours. I love this shit. Make sure you guys give Watermelon a round of applause for the teaching moment that she gave us. That's the guy right there. That's Denzel. If anybody want to come up, man, the link is in the chat. And anybody can come up that wants to come up. Yeah, Denzel only is gonna come out. He only comes out when there's some gems being dropped, some diamonds that's gleaming, that's glistening. Denzel comes out. That's an honor. That's an honor right there. That's an honor for Denzel to come out, man. For real. That's a prolific brother right there. But yeah, that's a teacher moment. What is everybody's plans tonight? What does everybody got going tonight? Did everybody eat? Is everybody getting ready for bedtime, night time? And I appreciate everybody that's been here tonight rocking with me, man. I appreciate that. I know I was blabbing and shit a lot about, Americans and, just America in general and the position that we are in. And a lot of, melanated people's plight in America. And the fight that we got going on, not just in the system, but even, with ourselves. You know what I mean? A lot of us don't know who we are, don't know what we are. And for that, for that old coon to say that affirmative action is not needed, I mean, come on, we need it. It's a lot of folks that don't have access to, higher learning and higher education and shit like that. So it's important that we stay in this fight and we try to change some shit. and we try to change shit for the future and change shit for our children, all our unborn children, our children's children, and make sure they can have some shit. Cause I don't think that our great grandbaby should be enduring this shit that we're enduring right now. I just think that that's dumb. If you really care about your family and you care about your legacy and you care about your community, you would want to see your people. You would want to fight now. You know what I mean? You don't want, like, it should be the older generation, the generation where they feel like they don't need we don't need affirmative action. I feel like y'all should have been the ones that should have been fighting, so we wouldn't have to be fighting. All right, Cap, I appreciate you showing up, brother. Real shit. I feel like that the older generation should have been doing this shit. You know what I mean? I don't feel like that my generation should be doing what the fuck we doing. So it's just, to me, it's just so like we got full plates, man. We got full plates, and we have to be a lot, man. We have to be, in my age group, you got to be parents, and then you have to be a son or daughter to your mother. You have to be a parent to your children, and then you have to be a fighter and a teacher, for your children as well. You have to fight for your children to have a better America for them, for where they stay at. But at the same time, you have to showcase shit too. That's tough, man. That's tough. I have to fight at the same time. I have to showcase to my children, man, there's rights and wrongs. Even though I'm trying to right all these wrongs that we have, whether it's all of this prejudice shit that's going on with melanated folks in this country and these laws, I still have to showcase to my children, like, hey, you still have to be respectful. Not everybody is bad. Not everybody is evil. And you have to, this is an everyday thing. And a lot of people, for that matter, they have to raise their children correctly. A lot of people just choose not to, and they end up, pushing their biases and their prejudices and stereotypes on their children, and then they happen to carry that and have that. It's bad, man. It's just terrible. And I think when you're in such a disposition in this country, and you're fighting for your every, tooth and nail for your position in this country. You know what I mean? To be respected and to be uh, looked upon as human, and your people together. Your people overall is just they. We look like a joke. You know what I mean? We coming across like we're just on this twerking shit, on this, what I mean, all sell drug shit. And there's a lot of brothers and sisters out here that's working, go to school, spend time with their families, come home, cook, clean. And a lot of that's never showcased in this modern day. But it has in the past. It's been showcased in the past. You know what I mean? It's been showcased in the past that we do work for everything. And I'm not talking about the racial stereotypes with the Angie Mamas and shit like that. And the yes sirs and the yeah boss. The master, yeah, master. Now I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about traditionally the community, the melanated community, in particular, when we're talking about the impoverished group, they worked hard. They worked really hard. They like a lot of people just assumed that the hood was bad, and it just was a group of people that was just unaliving each other and this and that. But really, if you come from that, you'll know that your parents was working their tail off. J.J. Evans was working his tail off for his family not to, for his children not to end up in the streets. So, or end up, unalive in the streets or, selling drugs and shit like that. And, Thelma not having to sell her body on the streets and shit. Like, you got to use that. That's why that show was so influential that we always compare a lot of shit to that. We use good times for our template on what a decent, good melanated family is. And keep in mind, this was a family that was in deep poverty, like I had mentioned. And they still had so much love in their house. And they still had so much teachable moments. We still learning. Even the mom was still learning because she was conflicted with the white Jesus and the black Jesus, right? I don't know if people remember that episode. And that episode was so, even to this day, I'm like, Florida, what the fuck is wrong with your Florida? Why are you why are you so in love with white Jesus, Florida? I don't understand. And it's crazy. Like, here's Michael proving that we're Hebrews, you know, Yah's black. He's proclaiming. He even drew him. He drew Yasharala. He drew him. And Florida, she couldn't accept that. She couldn't accept that a god could be a brother. He couldn't be black. Shay Love, what's going on, sis? Give me 1 second. I don't want to forget where I left off to. It's so crazy how Florida didn't believe Michael when because she was this could be another example of being comfortability, right? How Florida was so comfortable with they won't let me do it. Hold on, I think I know why. How Florida was so comfortable with believing that the white man was so ultra mighty and that he was a god that the black man couldn't be that, but Michael knew who Yah was. He knew that. And because that picture been in their family for so long, Florida couldn't just be like, oh, well, here's facts. And then this comes to where some people just don't want to change, man. Some people like staying in the know, just unknown. Hold on, right quick.
All right, I'm going to this church revival. You watch these kids and do not have no boys and even girls for that matter over here. All right, Nana.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money
Touchdown sound.
Get all my good vibes from you, crazy, yeah, yeah. You got me all over you. Swear I never felt this way. Happy that you made your move with me. So glad that you took a shot, but you would've made it anyway. Love is strange, not into the chase. Faded off the taste. Hear what you say. I wanna run away. Your love's like Jane Andrews, and I want it. The way that you're so smooth, you know what you do. Got me feeling loose with you. Your love's like Jane Andrews, so I know that it's true. Your love's like Jane Andrews. Crazy how I feel when I said I wouldn't. Crazy how I'm always bumping into you. Didn't realize now that you were special. I was always used to the niggas tripping, thinking that the world moved around then. With you, everything is so different. I wanna love you strange, not into the chase. Faded off the taste. Hear what you say. I wanna run away. Your love's like Jane Andrews, and I want it. The way that you're so smooth, you know what you do. Got me feeling loose with you. Your love's like Jane Andrews, so I know that it's true. Yeah. Oh, you wanna take me out? I like that. Your love's like Jane and Juice, and I want the way that you're so tough. You know what you do. Got me feeling loose with you. Your love's like Jane and Juice, so I know that it's true. No, it's true. Love's like Jane and Juice, and I want it.
Love, put back on deck. I don't know how people do 8 hours on this bit and don't use the bathroom on themselves. I'm convinced that some of these fools got like adult diapers and shit on, like real shit. I don't think I've ever went this long on some solo shit, but we touching on such good shit. It's incredible, man. I had my workouts. I hope everybody got some fresh air, got their workouts in and all that shit there, chilling with their children, probably, getting ready to call it a night, all of those things. And I appreciate everybody's time, even that watched this on the replay, the whole thing through. And I want to get back on, the whole Florida white Jesus and the black Jesus thing. It's incredible how people, even when you have the truth in front of you, are still so comfortable in their beliefs. You said what? What you talking about, Watermelon? You interrupted my shit for that? No, I'm playing. Who said that? Who's telling you that? I'm really curious on that. How do they look saying that? 'Cause that's crazy. Who's telling you that you're ugly? Probably an ugly, oogly, moogly monster. I think some people, I think some people are okay and comfortable with lies, and I think that whatever kind of lie, when you start hearing some shit for so long, I think that you get comfortable with it. So I think that's what that episode was for me, and it resonates today in the modern melanated people. Because even today, like when you think of Jesus, who do you think about, right? Who comes to your mind when you close your eyes? Oh yeah, let them have hatred in their heart, man. Usually, I don't know why people fuck with kind-hearted people on here. Like it's such. It just shows like how angry people are, man. The world, and let me guess, they're probably all black folks, right? Like they make time just their your own people. They make time just to talk shit to you and tell you how insignificant you are and how much of a piece of shit you're ugly. You're broke. Like that's all black people care about is flossing and money and fancy things and shit. It's like, but you still black in America, bro. Like I don't understand that. You really don't own shit just because you own a high powered cell phone. It's crazy. But let them hate on you, man. They're gonna hate. Just let that hatred consume them. Hatred builds up. And what hatred does is it just keeps eating away at people's hearts. Then their spirit starts becoming tainted with hatred because they want to see you fail or some shit. Or they start projecting. Like they know they're ugly as fuck. So they're trying to, put that shit on you. You feel me? They try to put their insecurities onto you. And then they start gaslighting you and shit. Like as if it's true. You know? No, you're not. I mean, 'cause I wasn't talking about anything anyway. I find it amusing because it's probably like I said, it's probably all black folks doing it, and they think that shit is cool. Like I don't get it. Like how do you hate watch people? How do you just sit there and you watch people that you hate? Like all the people that I dislike, I don't watch them. If it's people I dislike watching, I don't watch them. I'm not trying to study new ways on to hate onto this person. Like these people are studying and coming up with new ways and new ideas to fuck with people instead of spending time with their children, preparing a beautiful dinner and taking their children out. They hate watching people all night, or they hate watching somebody's video that they claim is smaller than them, broker than them, a speck, a pea, an ant, right? All of these things, but yet you're showcasing and displaying your insecurity. by even talking about me or mentioning me, right? It's crazy because people don't understand like it's some mind games, that Jedi mind shit, right? Like people are they're just projecting their bullshit onto you. That's how they really feel about themselves. They know they're not that attractive, so they got to try to belittle people. I'm not talking specifically to you. I'm talking about any person that has anything going. It could be a brother, it could be a sister, it could be a beautiful sister, it could be a brother that, you know what I mean, just commands attention, is like a real thoroughbred, like lion, wolf, lone wolf shit. They hate them motherfuckers too. My shit is boring to people. People don't like my shit. They don't like it. And everybody has who, you know, who they like. People like who they like. Something wrong with that. I damn sure don't want to be liked by people that dislike me. I mean, kind of shit is that? I don't, you know what I mean. As you can see, it's not an echo chamber. Anybody can be. Nobody's above approach. Anybody can be corrected. I love it because it makes it a better me. A lot of people aren't woman enough and man enough to be corrected, or even just admit, hey, you wrong on some shit. Um, you're not as patient as you think you are. You don't construct your sentences like you know that they're supposed to be constructed, right? And just when you come out and you admit that shit, I I came out and already professed my love for therapists and psychiatrists, all of the motherfuckers, every single one, because all of them does their duty. They do their duty, or they're on their job. That wasn't, I didn't like that grammar right there. They're on their job. I like that one better. That sentence. I'm gonna apply that sentence to it, just ignore the other ones. They're on their job. I like that one better. That's better. They do their job properly. I like that one. That was good. Oh, oh yeah. Life's been good. See, when you can listen to people and not rah 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 get all crazy and shit and on anything, right? Shit, my homies tell me all kind of shit. Like you don't want to hear the shit, but you listen to the shit, right? Like you take that shit in. But they telling you some shit that you really need to know. You feel me? That's how you survive in this motherfucker. You gonna hear some shit you don't want to hear, motherfucker. Like, you know, like you doing this and this, bro. You gotta stop doing this shit. Whatever, man. You don't want to hear it, but you have to hear it, right? A lot of people, it's a lot of things a lot of people don't want to hear. You feel me? And then if somebody else is telling you something that you really need to hear, take that in, use it, because you're telling yourself, nah, I don't need to hear that shit. Oh, you're telling yourself all kinds of lies, like Florida did, the white Jesus and the black Jesus. She didn't want to. She couldn't possibly believe that y'all can be a man of color, even when little Michael Evans is in this book teaching you some shit about the Hebrews. Fuck, Malcolm X is a full blown Muslim, and he told the Massa when he was locked up that how the fuck can Jesus be white? Well, isn't he from the tribe of Judah? Isn't he Hebrew? I don't know the verbatim, but I know he said something along those lines. So how the fuck could he be blue eyed and all of these descriptions that you're saying when he comes from this place, right? Malcolm X said that. This is a person that doesn't give a fuck about Christianity and none of that shit. If it is Islam, I don't give a fuck about none of it, right? And it was so nonchalant, right? He said it and then went back to his congregation, went back to his tribe, right? And so they put you on some game on a whole different, doctrine of faith. And that's not even, some shit that he's tied into. He's with the nation and shit. Right. So what I'm saying is sometimes the truth is unacceptable. Sometimes, sometimes, sometimes the truth it just ain't cutting it. Sometimes that shit just hurt too much. I don't want to hear that fucking shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Black people always getting killed. No, fuck that. They're not getting unalive. They're getting themselves unalived, right? They got the race card. They all this shit, right? None of that shit's really happening, right? That was what our forefathers were saying, right? That was what generations in the past were saying about law enforcement, that they're treating us like shit out here in these streets. Nobody wanted to believe that. We crying. It's a it's a race card that we're using this shit. No, that shit's really happening. So we're really getting our ass beat out here. That shit is really happening. Some people's the truth. Sometimes the truth is uncomfortable, right? That bitch is uncomfortable sometimes. When you know some shit about yourself that you might not want to change that motherfucker. You just like, damn, I don't know if I want to change this shit. It's uncomfortable because that means like you gotta dig deep into your insides. You gotta go deep into your spirit, your soul. You gotta go soul diving. Like, you gotta fix that shit. You a piece of shit. You gotta fix that shit. You gotta reach deep into your soul to figure out why you a piece of shit. Why you selfish as fuck. Why you jealous as fuck. You have to go on your soul for all that shit. And sometimes that should be uncomfortable, man. It really do. All right, all right. All right, Watermelon. I appreciate you being up and being with us for as long as you have. You have a great night. Very good, great night. I'm gonna be wrapping it up in a little bit. Damn, it's a long one. Very long one. But the truth is sometimes it makes people uncomfortable, man. Like change. Fuck, man. That's scary, ain't it? Like just thinking about it. Like you have to change everything, man. Even myself, there's some things I gotta modify, some shit I have to edit. We all can grow. Life is about evolution, man. It's about evolving. If you're not evolving, then pretty much screwed. And not only just ourselves though, man. Like we should want to see other people win. We should want to see other people do good. I never cheer when I hear in these sectors, man, how horrible a lot of these mothers are, and their families to their children. Like how a lot of these mothers aren't around in their kids' lives and shit, but they're on YouTube 24/7. Like it's like you got to feel for that too, because those kids, they didn't ask to be born. No kid asked to be born. So the fact that a lot of these children are getting treated the way they're getting treated is like you gotta root for a lot of these people and hope that they can change and put into their ear change. Like you have a child, bro, like change for them. Be better for them, you know? It's gonna be a lot of hateful children in this world And well, you heard it here first. It's gonna be a lot of hateful young children that's gonna be around and at 18 years old. In the next 18 years, I'll probably been passed away or pass on by then. I hope so, because I don't really want to be on Earth for that much longer. And I'm not saying I'm gonna do anything bad. I'm just saying, when people say they want to live forever, that's just is crazy. Why the fuck would you want to live forever? That's crazy. I don't want to live forever, man. Like that's crazy. The world is chaotic. It's not getting any better, and it's not just America. It's not just America. There's places around this world where women absolutely have zero rights, worse than America. It's places where slavery is still happening and very much legal. It's the world is a crazy place, man. I mean, you gotta think about it sometimes, man. It's a lot of wickedness. You're gonna need a lot of prayer. You're gonna need a lot of motivation to keep you up and on your toes and doing what you have to do to survive. And you're gonna need you're gonna have to have some skills too. Because you're gonna have the ability to make money and take care of your family and all that. So you have to have a great work ethic, you know. So the world is changing. It's gonna be a lot of kids that are gonna hate their parents. It's gonna be some hateful children, and a lot of us cheer on, a lot of these mothers, and we're laughing about what we see online. But you got to remember when we were coming up, and I don't know how many people had single parents or whatnot, and you seen your mother struggling to put food on the table or even get you to school or get to your baseball games and all that, doing all the things necessary to have, your love and your respect as the parent, you know? Where you looked upon your parent as somebody like this is a responsible person. When you see a lot of these irresponsible parents on YouTube, it's gonna be a whole different effect. And then a lot of them are gonna be like, shit, my mom was on the internet 24/7. I never really got to see my mom. Uh, I saw my grandparents, I saw my uncle, I saw my auntie. It's gonna be a lot of crazy shit in the next 18 years. You know what I mean? The next 18 to 20 years, a lot of those kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna realize a lot of the parents that are doing this dumb shit are gonna realize you fucked up. And when people were trying to tell you you fucking up, that's on you. You know what I mean? So I really hope that a lot of people take that shit in and really understand, when these parents are doing what they're doing, they're not just hurting themselves, they're hurting their children. The children are getting hurt in the process of them doing a lot of this shit. You know what I mean? That they're doing online. So, yeah, crazy, man. But, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all be easy. Been out here for a while. Kind of got into it, got deep into it. I love these topics, everything, education, faith, belief, your belief system. How does your belief system work? How we treat each other, all of these things. And it was random, man. It was a freestyle. I think that the rapping freestyles was good. I like this shit. I had fun with it. Uh, I definitely would love to see more compassion amongst our people. And even on here, real life. all that shit, everywhere we're at. I love to see it because we all going through the same shit, man. Like I know a lot of us might think we're not, but a lot of us have to get up and go to work. A lot of us have to pay bills. A lot of us got to put food on the table. All these things, dude. Like it's a lot on our shoulders. It's a lot on our shoulder. We got to do that shit every day. There are no breaks with this shit, man. None. And I don't know, for the love of us, for the love of y'all, like why we treat each other so fucked up. Why is it the negative shit that we tend to pull from each other versus what we offer to the world, what we offer to our community? You know what I mean? We got people out here trying to teach. We have people out here that is trying to support, and we look down on that shit, unfortunately, in our community. If it's not drama or just belligerent talking and all that shit, like you know what I mean? You don't get heard or any of that shit. So I think that once you change the mindset, this the crowds too. It's the environment. It's who you hanging out with. It's the energies that you around. You know, you got to be around better energy if that's, the energy that's offering or offered. But yeah, with that being said, man, y'all be cool. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate everybody that rocked out tonight, man. I'm starting to get sleepy. This shit was cool. Much love to Watermelon for blessing the panel. Appreciate it. Much love to all the tribe that came out. It showed some love. I don't want to name anybody individually, but I definitely want to just say I appreciate everybody that came. Anybody that I missed, sorry I didn't get to all of your comments or whatnot. Um, this was a fun live. This was a cool. Y'all definitely showed up, man, and I appreciate everybody that participated and that was keeping the conversations going, keeping ideas sparked up in the mind, and just it helps you with your freestyle. You know what I mean? You bring up a topic, bam, you can get into it. But yeah, with that being said, y'all be cool, be safe tonight.